Little backstory, if you've seen from another video, we replaced the alternator with a brand new belt. Well, the AC compressor was making a lot of grinding noises, so they were going to order a new part for that, wait for it to come in, and then fix it. But unfortunately, it completely seized up, and you can see here, there it is right here, and there's no spinning it whatsoever. It is locked. So gotta replace the AC compressor, and with this one you also gotta do the condenser, and so we'll get that replaced, start tearing all this down, get back there. It's gonna be a job. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this front bumper, just because I'm gonna have to do it eventually, so we'll just do it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of those plastic rivets. Now we're gonna come to the side. I'm gonna remove one 10mm there. You got a couple of those plastic push pins. There's 3 of those on each side, and a 7mm little bolt there. So we're gonna get those off to free this side, and then we'll move underneath. Now we got on both sides. Turn the wheels if you have to. I mean, eventually you might have to remove this wheel anyways to get to it. I'll see later, but I'm gonna leave it on there for now. And we're gonna move to the bottom, and you'll have a whole slew of 7mm bolts all the way across, and those plastic push pins. So really simple. All right, now we got everything on the bottom. Now remember, just only remove the bolts or the screws and plastic rivets that are connected to the silver bumper, or whatever color bumper your car is. So we should be free for the most part. I would guess there's electrical connectors somewhere. Oh, this one doesn't have a fog light option, so. Oh, so yeah, if you don't have fog light options like this one does, the bumper just removes. So you just give it a nice little tug and it's gone. And these top 4 bolts are all 10mm holding on this. See if we can get up and above it. Yeah, even this condenser shot anyway, so look at that thing. It's all corroded, missing most of the bottom pieces, so it's a good thing that's going to be replaced. Now I'm going to come to the front and remove a couple of these plastic rivets up the front. So put the screws back anywhere you possibly can. That's not going to be in your way, just so that you don't miss one later. That's always a really nice practice to get into. It'd definitely be a headache later trying to figure out where all these 10s and 7s go. So that right there will give us nice access to whenever we come down the front, get the bolts out, assuming they're in the front. They're probably behind these plastic, there you go, yeah, right behind those plastic sheets. I'm gonna have to unbolt the radiator just to move it tiny back, just a tiny bit, but that's really nothing. It's just those 2 bolts right up top. Okay, so those radiator supports are out. I don't think I have to take these off. I'm going to anyways, just to get them out, up and out of the way. So now with 2 hands, you're gonna have to kind of lift up the radiator. I was hoping I can do it by this, but yeah, you're gonna want to lift up the radiator and pull the condenser forward, just to get it off that little lip right there. We got same thing on this side. All right, it's coming down on the driver's side right there. There's that last 10mm that I couldn't find for the condenser on the driver's side. It's just right behind this plastic shield right here. 1 plastic rivet and 1 right here. So that's what we were missing. I already got this side up and free. It's very easy. Just leave that on there, I guess. But there we go. That's it. Just pull it down, and now it's free. Now we just gotta angle it up so I can get to the where it connects to the condenser, and I can remove the lines. So path of least resistance. I just removed this old plastic, which is only 1, 2, 3. There's only 4 plastic rivets holding this on. I'm not taking it off, I'm just moving it to the side. So I just need to get to this nut right here. So it goes without saying, before you remove this 13mm nut, pulling this wire on, you're going to want to have your system, if you have a sealed system without any leaks, you're going to have Freon in there. You're going to want to have this vacuumed out. You can do it yourself. I made another video on my channel with the Subaru. It shows how to vacuum it all out. And also, you can take it to a shop. They'll vacuum it down for you for a fee, of course. Is on there. I need two hands, so I'm gonna need to take a screwdriver and push that out. Another thing I'm having an issue with is the hood latch. Can't get it out with the hood latch in, so I'm gonna remove that now. 3 10mm bolts. Well, there we go. Like I said, no issues once you take off the hood latch. Yeah, there that is. That thing is, the bottom piece is huge holes in it. I'm surprised, yeah, it was completely sealed system, so this thing wasn't leaking at all. I've been just cutting really quick because I haven't been wanting to waste a lot of your time making a really long video. So this was the easy part. Like I said, just quick plastic rivets, put your bolts back where you had them, where you found them, so that when you come back later, just drop the new one in and line all this plastic, lots and lots of plastic back up. And then we'll move on to the AC compressor. Take off the passenger tire. We're going to take a 3/8. Those are just plastic caps. Yeah, it just holds on the hubcap. Need more air. Alright, so all I did was remove the tire part, not even the whole wheel well, just this part right here. And there's your AC compressor. So we can tack it from this area. Then once I clean up, we have plenty of space to drop it that away too. So this is awesome. Tell where this thing seized up, and the belt was just melting all right here. So that's why we're here. When your clutch and pulley start making noise, it's time to pay attention to it, because that's what happens. It will rip your belt to shreds. So I'm gonna take off this bottom bolt. It's a 13mm, getting it with a shallow socket. Take that one out. I'll come back to where you are. Here's the connector. Just tuck this back away. And up top there is the, you can't see it. There we go. Right there, we need to get that nut off the top, which I think I'm gonna go from the top, before we take off any more bolts. It's very easy to get to. Just needed a 6-inch extension and oh, it's a much tighter fit on this one. But just pull it up and out of the way. Now we'll go down there and grab that other bolt, which is right there. We're going to switch back to a shallow, and I'm going to take that out, but you're going to be in my way, so I'm not going to film it. And the third one, it's a nut. And if you slide right there, right underneath the welt, see the yellow mark to the bottom right hand corner is the stud that it sits on. So I'm going to remove that now. Now I got the thicker pry bar. Give a little, should be about there. This is your engine oil, that's your dipstick goes. So gotta be careful of that. It's pretty rusted out. I don't want to replace that too. The starter ain't looking too healthy either. That is a really long stud, like unnecessarily long. Like, come on. Again, that stud was ridiculous. There you have it. That's the AC compressor. Oh yeah, it's cooked. All right, today's the fun day. Got the new parts in. Pretty cool. Only took about 2 days to get here, so that was really nice. So anyways, here's the two. They match up. You definitely want to make sure. Here we go. So they're slightly different, but I don't see any reason why it won't fit in there. Same. So that screws holes. I see these are a lot more forward than these. Oh, we'll see how that goes, but that's in the same place. Connector's in the same place. Let's put it on, let's see what happens. Alright, going underneath the car. This is that long stud right there. Again, it's incredibly long. Put this on so we can keep the AC compressor going in the right direction. Right here. There we go. Now it's up there. Gonna look for that stud. There. All right. See, that's it for that. Now I'm gonna get those two bolts. We'll just feed them in when we're down here. Which, here's one. One. Now I'll get the other long bolt. There we go. All right, that one's in. And then we can go to the top and add the nut onto that stud up there. So with you guys out of my way, I was able to actually put the washers on. Now, keep the plate on the top of this. A new AC compressor until you get all this said and done, because this actually has, it's pre-filled with oil. So you don't have to worry about buying an oil and dumping in however much it needs. So you slide it up over that peg, and push it out in there like so. And then it comes with a 13mm nut. Slide it over the top, and we can go ahead and drive it in from the top, because you got a straight shot straight between after the radiator. So we have the nice new shiny compressor, and you know, after taking a look at this the other day, I did show you guys to remove everything up top here. It's really unnecessary now that I was looking at it, because with this front bumper gone, it's actually really easy just to slide it up from the bottom and lock it into place. But unfortunately I will not be able to show you that with one hand. But yeah, I'm just gonna slide it up through the bottom and put it in. Alright, so horrible part is we got to get this screw route right here to connect it to the new condenser, because for some reason the new condenser doesn't come with it, nor does any condenser out there. Four Seasons has one that shows it comes with it, but it doesn't. So what I'm taking is I'm taking some vice grips. I'm going to squeeze this one out and put it into the new one, because really nothing else I have that wraps around that perfectly. And here's what it looks like. So I got to get this all cleaned up and put in the new condenser so we can lock those lines in. Sorry I have to keep shutting my camera off, but it's so hot in here that my camera is overheating. So that's the joy of the summertime working in a garage. But let's get this cleaned up. Alright, so after I put that in, I added the new gaskets. You have to get the nut on the driver's side. Passenger side. You're gonna come up here to the, there we go, driver's side. Now the condenser's in and connected. Now it's essentially just putting back all these plastic pieces, which again, you don't have to remove these plastic pieces. They don't need to be removed. Just enough to get out of the way, especially like in this side one right here. Just enough to get over there. I just removed everything because I was doing everything one-handed, so it's not necessary. Coolant reservoir, just these two 10mm nuts. Now, go all the way down there and take off that 13mm nut to get those lines out. It's my second time I've done this belt, so it's really easy. Take the 10mm out of there. This little arm right here. This little pry tool. Pull that peg out, rotate it up. Two rubber plugs, take all this out. Now it's time to support the motor, take off the motor mount, jack the engine up. Motor jacked up, I'm going to do the 3 15mm bolts. two ones connected to the motor are 18. And remember that these are the ones you're going to take out slow, because if you're not got the engine mount up high enough, then you run into an issue of the engine dropping. So you don't want that to happen. Now that we got it down, I want to raise the engine up as high as I possibly can get it so I can reach that pulley with ease, which is right about right there. That's perfect. I'm going to take this 3/8, hook it up right here. Love to use my bigger breaker bar, but can't really get to this one right here. Now we're going to move it back towards the car. So it goes underneath the AC compressor that we just installed, underneath the tensioner pulley, under the crank, got to set up just like this. Hope you can see it. Move it back towards the car. There we go, all the way we can. Up and over the new alternator we just put on. So now I'm gonna get the motor as close as I can where I need it to be. Just start lining it up, start pre-threading these so we don't cross-thread them later. Now I'll go ahead and remove the support for the engine. Lower the rest of the way, so then I can go by and properly tighten up each one of these to make sure the engine stays where it is. There, now that's all tight. There, air box is in and done. So everything's in. All the gaskets are changed, brand new condenser. Now at this point, I'm not going to put it all back together because what I want to do is run a pressure test on it, make sure there's no leaks. Belt's on properly, AC compressor's hooked up. So that's what I want to do. I want to run a vacuum on it, make sure there's no leaks before I go any further, because you don't want to you know, find out that the condenser is leaking, you have to strip off the bumper and everything again. So, well, what I will do is I will go ahead and add the bumper supports, or the radiator supports back. You know, I'll do all the little touches like that. Make sure all the valves are shut. It's empty now, so I've already vacuumed it out before, and all the pressure is gone. But you want to make sure that each valve is shut. Okay, there we go. On there nice and tight. Let's go get a vacuum. Everything up top is put back together finally. Make sure all your valves are shut. Now, here's the vacuum pump that I previously reviewed. I've still used. I've used it probably like 5 more times and still really good. So that's awesome. These gauges are going to keep twisting. That's just what they do. And let's go ahead and draw a vacuum wherever the power button is, right there. All right, so -30 on both, which is good. That's what we want. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close these. Now what we're going to do is let this go for about an hour. I want to make sure it stays in the negative. So if it does, you did good. If you have not, and it does not stay, then you gotta go figure out where your leak is. Now, we replaced every component in the AC system. We took apart all that, which unfortunately I couldn't show you. It's too tight of a spot. We got all that. All the part numbers and everything will be down in the description of the equipment that I used. New AC condenser. It comes with the dryer. Obviously, they're all like welded on here. And then AC compressor. Let's let that last for about an hour, and I'll come back and hopefully it's still all good. We'll finish this job up. There you go. It's been 45 minutes. Everything is still at negatives. We're good to go. I'm gonna run a vacuum on it after I plug it back in. Just gonna run a vacuum on this for another hour or so. Suck out all the moisture. And man, be good to go. You in an hour. A little quick tip before you're putting this back together. Don't forget this your hood lat, or this would hold your hood up, so that's something to latch to. So make sure we put this on. That one right here on the far right. It's been going for an hour or so, so we're gonna close the gauges. Oh, get rid of that. Now, got 2 cans. They're usually 10 ounces, but this one's 12 ounces. This car requires pounds, about 16 ounces, a little over 16 ounces. It's nice to have a scale. That way you can measure each can and empty one and then do the rest, but I don't have that right now. It is on the way. You're gonna need this little valve right here. this valve, make sure this is in the closed position. And these cans are self-sealing now, so I'm gonna screw that on. All right, this fully in. This is an upright position. We'll go ahead and get this screwed on. There we go. You'll hear the air hiss. So to close it, if you don't bring it all the way down. So we're gonna put this up, and then now since we entered air into this yellow line, we're just gonna aim this away from us. Take some on a screwdriver, and just to purge it. There. It's good enough. Hang these back up. Put your safety glasses on. All right. Now, I'm going to get rid of this light. I don't need this. So with this on, you're going to slowly open up this valve right here. Just a tiny bit. And you're going to see the pressure go up. That's good. Make sure your connections are tight. And you're going to see in this little window right here, you're going to see refrigerant going through. That's good. Now it's not going to really be enough, but since it's under vacuum, it's going to vacuum it out. Vacuum it through the system. Always keep the red one shut. We're just going to be working with the low line. Turn on the AC compressor right now, it's not going to kick on anyways because it's going to show that the system's empty, and it is. Alright, turn on medium, make sure you turn the air compressor on. I got my gauge, we're currently at, you can't see it, so 99 degrees. Alright, so I'm a little embarrassed. I couldn't get the AC clutch to engage before. I was gonna manually do it, and I thought, well, about time I check the fuses. So come around here. Here's the relay, which is more than likely good. I don't know, but this one right there, the bottom one, the 10 amp, broke. So when the AC clutch gave way, that was bad. So like I said, that was a little embarrassing, but that's on. We're back on the right track now. Let's finish purging this, getting some Freon in this system. So hopefully the AC clutch will engage now. Just check your fuses, people. So now with the proper fuses in there, if you take a little peek down in there, like, you can't see it, but believe me, the AC clutch is engaged now. So we can go ahead and finish filling this up. There we go, much better. So now my can's empty. I'll wrap here and shut this off. And then disconnect the can and attach the new can. So with it idling, it's down to 72 degrees, which isn't great. It's not great, but it's getting better. We'll just finish off that last can of Freon, and that should be it for this car. So thanks for watching. Got any questions? Leave them in the comments. Hope this video helps you. Total shop cost, I think, for parts was almost $700, and labor was about $760 something. So you can do this for yourself for like $375 in parts, I think I paid, and then you'll have to buy, obviously, if you want to do it the right way, you're gonna have to invest in some money, but if you don't do it the right way, the safe way, and dispose of the Freon.